kinda. That's a subway.
Yeah.
That looks like death.
It's alright.
Do you know what I mean? that doesn't look safe at all.
Where does it lead?
It leads to the other side. Watch most subways do.
Tunnel.
I just don't trust it. We'll
No,
really
I don't go in there. But this is my boyfriend's house. I don't even live it.
Oh,
Yeah, 'cause
right.
this ain't my area. This is all.
This is posh.
Oh shit!
Yeah.
I'm not from
When
here.
I turned down the road, I was like,
No.
This is a posh area.
I told my boyfriend, I'm making it clear I don't live here. They don't think I'm like from this kind of area. I'm not.
Good.
Why do you want to be posh? Ain't nothing wrong with it.
It's not what I am.
No, you are. It's who you're with. You're trying to inherit the poshness.
No way.
Would it be bad?
It wouldn't be a bad thing. No,
Bad
it wouldn't
thing.
be
You
a
have to
bad
work
thing.
for it.
It wouldn't be a bad thing.
You pick the right person. Is he any good to you?
Yeah, it's alright. No, he's good. No, we're not
This is a
just.
serious area. They got a Toby Carvery, you know.
Yeah.
At the end of the road on the corner.
I know, that's crazy to have
Sunday.
that.
On the corner, you can walk down and get a Sunday roast.
Little roast chicken.
Real establishment, indeed. Indeed. Nice area. It's so weird. It's like you just see blocks over there, and it's like you got the absolute wealthy people on that side. You pick the right side. You pick the right side.
So where are you from then?
I'm from. I want to say I'm from. I'm on.
Area-wise.
I'm from Leytonstone.
Okay.
So
yeah.
it's like near Stratford.
Yeah.
Bit different from around here.
Yeah.
Bit different,
Yeah, you picked the right side, man.
Have you seen these houses on the left?
Yeah, bro, that was
They're
a
big, yeah.
that was a Corvette Stingray. Like that was like a classic car. The car's not
Yeah.
old; it's a classic.
Yeah.
The car's worth more now. Like I know what area we're around.
47.
God damn, 47. Do you want to introduce yourself? 'Cause we definitely want to get to know a lot more about you, for sure.
My name's Hannah.
Hey, Hannah. Hey.
What do you want? Like age, occupation?
Yeah, right.
I'm 23. I'm a nursing assistant. I'm trained to be a midwife at the moment.
You're training to be a midwife.
Yeah.
That's a beautiful occupation.
You're bringing life into this world.
Yeah. Genuinely beautiful occupation. Like midwives are undervalued, for sure.
Yeah, for sure.
Before they're getting valued more now because obviously before the doctor had to be in the room, innit?
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Now it's just a midwife.
Yeah,
It's just a midwife.
Yeah, because midwives. So like when it comes to nursing, like obviously it's in a band. So nurses are band 5.
Yeah.
But when you qualify as a midwife, you're band 6.
Right.
Because you have to be actually specialist
Yeah.
in that thing.
Yeah.
So yeah.
So you're at uni studying that, or?
So I'm just because I had to do. Basically, I had that when I was at college. I had like operations and stuff, so I had to drop out.
Yeah.
So then I'm doing access. So I'm nearly finished my access. So in September I'll be going to uni.
Right. And how's it been during this period working in like the hospital? Because you're on the forefront.
I'm not gonna lie. When I started my access, I always thought I was gonna do nursing.
Yeah.
But when this pandemic hit, I said, no, I've had enough.
This is not it.
Yeah, this is not it. This is not it. I said, no way.
Yeah.
I'm doing this. No way. It was horrible. It's everyone, like, no one's happy no more. Like, you just walk into work and like, oh.
It's just another day trying to get through it. Yeah.
Yeah. It's not fun.
I feel you. That's long.
So you've actually been seeing? Have you been on the wards? Because I know a lot of people got moved to the wards where it's like more generic.
Yeah, I
and
was
stuff
always
like
on
that.
the wards anyways.
Damn.
What's happened? What's going on in the wards?
Like the.
So basically, you know, like if people worked on like clinics, they'll get moved to wards. because there's no need for the clinic.
Yeah,
At the
clinics are
moment.
off.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
my mum even got moved from the ward, from the clinic. She was doing like ophthalmology, which is to do with the eyes, and then she got moved. I think they were going to move stuff to the ward. She was like, I'm not coming into work, bruv. She was like, I'm taking holiday,
Yeah,
want to leave. Everyone was just trying to avoid it, because you're basically saying, go from this kind of safe place to a place where no one's even sure, uncertainty, and then they ended up moving her to community, where she has to literally go and visit people that are basically they're sort of on their deathbed. They've chosen to die at home, if that makes sense.
Okay.
So they're literally on that last sort of stride of life, if that makes sense.
Just kind of getting company to come round. And stuff like that.
Yeah, exactly. And then she moved to that, but now they've moved back. I think they're opening up the clinics and stuff more now. But so does that mean that you've seen the effects of like COVID?
Yeah.
Damn. So for me, that has kind of had a theory of, not they're exaggerating, but
They are exaggerating.
They are.
100%.
Wow.
Oh!
I feel 100% because I remember when I was working up with one of the nurses.
Yeah.
Because now I'm a student, I have to like do bank. So I'm not permanent no more. I just pick my shifts wherever.
Yeah.
So I was on one particular ward, and like this woman, she'd been there for like months, and it was very clear that she had like kidney failure, and they tried a transplant, didn't work, dialysis didn't work. She was gonna die. Clearly. So then she ended up passing away. All of a sudden, on like when the doctors were speaking about how she died, COVID. We're all saying, how can it be COVID? She was going to die anyways. Yeah, she was going to die anyways. So I'm not saying I've actually had it twice. So I'm not saying that it's not.
Yeah, twice.
Yeah.
See?
And the thing is, and this is why I will never take, and then everyone's talking about vaccine, I'll never take vaccine. And most of the nurses won't take vaccine. Because at the end of the day, my boyfriend's grandma, she took the vaccine. This is how I got it the second time.
Damn.
Because my boyfriend's grandma took the vaccine.
Yeah.
And then all of a sudden, next day I hear coughing. I said, no way.
No.
said,
Jesus, not today, bruv. Just had the vaccine.
But vaccine sounds like it's a cure. Vaccine is like a weakened version.
It's literally giving the dead cells of it.
So that your body can overcome, which is what we should have just all done in the first place. Just
all party together.
No, like catch it, make sure your body can. Like,
no, but it's true. It's true. That's
it's like
what I
chicken
think
pot
as well.
parties, isn't it?
No, that's what I think as well.
Because I think I probably had it at one point too.
I think everyone's had it, to be honest.
Yeah,
but you don't always.
They have a label
and stuff.
But sometimes when I walk around at work, of course I'm gonna catch it. 'Cause sometimes I can't just go. Like sometimes you can't be asked to put all that stuff on yourself.
Yeah.
And then because you're so used to being, like I'm quite I can't. What's the word?
Claustrophobic?
I'm like quite. No, not touchy, but I'm very like.
Tactile.
No, with
No,
the
touchy.
No,
Like,
I'm
she likes
not
to
like.
touch things, basically.
Yeah, that's
Is
what
she
tactile
said.
means, no?
Not like I'm touching the
Tactile?
patient.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure that means that you're like, you're.
Someone
kind of
Google
like,
it.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah.
Tactile.
Yeah.
No.
That's people that like to touch things.
Is it?
Tactile.
Yeah, because I remember Lenny
Cool.
from
Is it?
Oh.
Right.
What,
Do you know
Lenny
why
from Advice of
Lenny from Advice of Men was
was
tactile?
tactile, yeah.
I remember they described him as that. All right. Proceed, Hannah. Proceed.
Tactile.
Yeah, so you're tactile, yeah.
No,
yeah.
I'm not. What's the word? Like not maternal, but very like
Caring.
nurturing. That's
There
it.
we go.
Nurturing. So when I'm with the patient, I like to be like.
Stroking their head.
No, not like that. You make it seem a bit weird.
That's how we're still. I'm suing the
But
hospital.
I'm like
guys.
very. I don't know how to describe it to you,
Stroking
but
the
yeah, I like to have a bit of a emotional connection, I guess.
Yeah, I hear
So
that.
when I'm gowned up and got like all this stuff on me,
Yeah.
I'm still. I don't know. So I was definitely bound to catch it the way I move.
Yeah.
That was really-
100%.
But I actually caught it the first time because I went clubbing the day before lockdown.
Oh,
in Brighton. And then everyone who went clubbing, we all caught it.
That's mad.
Yeah.
So that was literally
But
like a COVID party.
All of this there's gonna be there's already a second wave. new variants, like, did they think the virus wasn't going to mutate? I'm just like, brother, even I know that. I'm not a scientist, fam.
Another ones.
Do you know what I think? I just think it should be survival of the fittest at this point. I know it sounds a bit like hurtful. Like
that's what you're sounding like Donald Trump. That's what Trump was on.
No, I don't mean it in that sense, but I mean like people are just cooping up at home just to survive. But are you actually living? Because you're at home.
Yeah, which is even worse.
You're not actually living your life. So I know it sounds horrible.
Yeah.
But we've already put precautions in. Obviously, the precautions are not helping. So now it's.
Yeah. I hear you.
Obviously, at first I was all for like locking everyone down and keeping everyone safe. I love the elderly. I love my job. But at this point, it's like, how long are you gonna keep on doing it for?
What's the effects of COVID apart from, let's say, direct correlation of people get COVID and they might pass away of it? We're talking about like mental health,
of course,
like people that are stuck in their house with finances, domestic abuse, relationships, stuck in a house with that person, working from home, kids not going to school. Like, these kids aren't going to be as social, some of them, depending on how long this lasts for. Like, it's totally different. My daughter's first birthday coming up, can't even do nothing for it. Then my birthday's gone, my missus and I had 2 birthdays in lockdown. Like, bare stuff. Like at first I thought last year, alright, cool, we're saving money, innit? Now it's like, bruv, I want to spend my money, bruv. Like, I want to do something now. This is a bit wild.
No, it is true.
This is very, very wild. But I remember you've done some work and you are, I want to make sure I got the condition correct. It's cerebral palsy?
Yeah, cerebral palsy.
How do you pronounce it?
But some people call it cerebral, some people call it cerebral. I call it cerebral.
You know, why I call it cerebral is because of X-Men. Because
my dad...
Cerebral palsy.
No, the thing is, my English is not correct due to my dad. My dad's Nigerian, the way he talks.
Whoa, what's this about? What's going on there?
But sometimes, but I'll be honest, my dad says capable. He says capable.
Capable.
Sorry.
And now you're saying cerebral palsy. Nah, it's cerebral palsy. Cerebral palsy.
It's a capable.
Yeah, he says capable.
Right, so how does your dad pronounce it?
So he says cerebral palsy. No, cerebral palsy. Cerebral.
Cerebral palsy.
So I call it cerebral.
Right.
But it's probably cerebral.
Right, cool.
But I'm gonna go with how I call it.
Yeah, you know what I mean? It's down to you how you want to pronounce it, for sure. So I'm not gonna lie, that's something that I don't know
much about at all. And sometimes what happens is when you see somebody and you might think, oh, they might have some sort of condition, you don't know what it is, so you just kind of say, oh, that person isn't able-bodied or they're disabled, and that's it. But you kind of blanket term it, do you know what I mean?
Of course.
So it would be good to understand, especially for viewers as well, like what that is, and you know, just how, what is it? There might be other things that come with it, might be like, oh, actually it doesn't come with that. So yeah, please do let us know. Like,
so how I got the condition anyways was
so you're not born with it, or? No,
so I was born with it, but like, for example, the umbilical cord was stuck around my neck when I was there, when my mum was trying.
The umbilical cord?
Yeah.
Right.
So that deprived me of oxygen, and therefore, because of the oxygen, because I was deprived of oxygen, it kind of stopped a nerve in the brain. So the nerve that tells you guys how to walk properly, I don't have that. So it's like afterwards you're like, I might not be complete. This is how that anyone who might have it might think differently. But this is how
no. This is your case. This is your situation. So
because so now I don't have that telling me what to do. But then my brain kind of goes into like survival of the fittest mode. Like, you need to survive. So then you start coming up with, my brain kind of started coming up with a way to move. Right. Because I'm not being told the correct way to move.
Yeah.
So then it starts it can damage some of your bones and stuff because it's not the right way. The right way.
Yeah.
So it's like,
wow.
So that's basically. But some people have it a lot worse.
Yeah.
Like, some people are in wheelchairs and some people literally can't move. I'm probably one of the best cases I've seen. Like, I don't have it as bad,
Yeah.
So mine only really affects my legs, and that's it.
So for some it could affect more body
Yeah,
parts.
it can affect your.
Right.
You can affect everything. Some people can't even talk.
Wow.
So, I was quite lucky actually.
Wow.
Okay.
Yeah.
So it is probably cerebral.
Yeah.
That's the brain.
So it is cerebral, yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know why, because obviously with like the walking, I always assumed it was a spinal issue.
That's what I thought. Yeah.
No, but it's the brain. That's why it's harder to fix, because you can't fix how can you fix the brain?
Yeah.
But,
You can't just rewire it, like.
You know, like I think some people can teach. For example, like when I used to walk, I used to flap like this. And then my dad was like, that's what's gonna draw attention to you, not really the walking. It's more gonna be like this. It's gonna like, so he used to make me walk coming down the street with like my hands in my pocket.
Okay.
Right.
I think a lot of people at the time must feel like, I'll just let her be. But I think for me personally, that was probably the best thing you could have ever done for me. Because,
Really?
Yeah, because it's true. Because if you're flapping like that, because the thing is, for me, I just don't want to be seen. So I would rather not be seen. So
Yeah. So you just said, look, the way that you
can't
could do
fix
that.
the situation, so you might as well make it as best as you can.
And manageable as well.
Yeah.
Interesting.
I only do it if like, I'm really tired, then I'll start to use it, because it's kind of like you're using it because you're helping you somehow with your legs.
It's like how you run. Nobody runs with their hands in their pockets.
Trying to help. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
So it's kind of the same.
Okay,
that's very,
interesting.
very interesting. None of it at all. None of it at all. It's so crazy because I don't think I've ever spoken to somebody with a condition like this at all. Like, and actually asked them about it. I've worked with people, like, I think I worked with somebody in Sainsbury's, and Sainsbury's, a lot of supermarkets are quite good for employing people that have certain conditions. Very good as well. Like you'll see people on the shop floor and they might be deaf, but they can still help you, of course. They might not be able to hear, but they'll be able to put you to the right place, and they're very good for that. But I've never really had a conversation. So like, how, like, let's say, did you have to get trained on your gait, like on how to walk, or was it just you walked and your dad told you how to kind of manage it?
You know what I would say, like, obviously I don't know for certain, but I think for me personally, the only reason why I'm so, like, I'm able to do so much,
so mobile,
is because I'm so much, and that people think it's crazy that I can walk up and down the wards and stuff like that. But the only reason why I can do these things is because of like how I was raised. Because like, for example, my dad was always like, no, you're like everybody else. Like, you're not gonna, you're not gonna, like, for example, they wanted to put me in a school for like disabilities, but I was like, no way, my child's normal. Like, I'm not gonna, like, but I wouldn't, because you know what it is. I think, you know, if they would have put me in a school where I would have been with people with all sorts of disabilities, like even way more severe than mine. It would have kind of made me feel like I had to be. Like,
I get you, and you might have not needed level. All of that help.
No, so it makes you not as, you don't use as much skill, you don't use as much of your brain capacity, because you're like, you don't need to, you know. Like it's better to run. It's better to run your race with faster people, because you're learning to run even faster. So it's better to do that. So I think that's the only reason why I was able to walk as well as I can in my condition, because of the way I was raised. Because I would never be able to do that if it wasn't for where I was raised.
Wow.
Because I've seen a lot of people that like have the same condition as me. But I think it's, I'm not saying that like there's not one way to.
No, of course, everyone's life's different. You have different upbringing. I think when you have a disability, I think you can easily be babied sometimes. I'm not saying that, but I think personally, from my own opinion, I think it makes it worse. I think when you're kind of thrown in the deep end and you're told, okay, you've got to survive. Then your body will surprise you for what it can actually do. And I think that definitely works for me, because I would have been 100 times worse. Like, I used to be in a wheelchair for 1.5 years, and what age was this?
This was like 16, 17. It's probably the worst times of my life when I was in wheelchair. So what, did the
condition worsen or?
No, so basically I had like a operation on my feet. And the thing is, I didn't really want it, but they were like, you know, it's better to get it done now, because when you hit 18, you're going to be in an adult ward, and that's not fun. And also you're going to have more commitments. It's better to do it while you're a kid, which I did understand. But I just thought to myself, I don't really need it, I don't really want it. But I've been in and out of hospital a lot, so I was like, But then they were kind of forcing it, and then my dad was like, oh, you should do it, and I was like, okay. But basically, they wanted to like reconstruct my feet, and with the risk in doing that is like, for example, my feet have adapted the way they are in order for me to survive. So
of course, you've been overcompensating.
If you're gonna go and change the structure of it, it's gonna who knows if my body will be able to adapt to that. And be able to walk with that same thing. So so what I expected.
One second. Are you not seeing that house on the left? Bro?
Yeah.
Okay, cool. Cool. Let me just make sure they can see, because I've got camera on the front.
Crazy.
That is mad. I've never seen a house with that balcony. Sorry, in London. That is mad.
That is crazy. I haven't seen that either.
And there's a child coming out. Look, he doesn't even know how fortunate he is. My God. Yeah. Sorry. Continue. So okay. So the surgery is something that your dad was pushing you towards.
No, but he didn't really push me. But it's always, you know, when the doctors are talking. And then. So I think with parents, they kind of take. When doctors say, "Oh, you should do this. You should really do this," they take it.
This is it.
This is it. Like, that's their word. But I think as a kid, you're like, you don't really care because you just think you can do your own thing. But I think because they love you so much as parents, they kind of. The doctor's meant to know what's right, so you can listen to the doctor.
Yeah, they want the best.
So
at the end of the day,
of course. But yeah, my leg didn't adapt to the operation.
Really?
And the operation was probably one of the hardest operations that. I stayed in hospital for quite a while, and do
you know how long you stayed in hospital?
It wasn't a long time. It was probably maybe just as long as I've stayed. Maybe 2 weeks.
That's a long time. I mean, I've never had to stay in a hospital.
But the longest
so it's like to hear like more than some days is like wow.
I've been and I want to leave after 20 minutes.
Even if I'm visiting someone, issue.
Fun.
No, as a kid it is.
As a kid, it's like
when my little brother went hospital and I went to visit him, and he had a GameCube in there.
Oh yeah, I remember when you said that. Yeah.
What? Oh my God! Like he had asthma. He had an asthma attack. And
I remember
they
that.
They wanted to just monitor him and stuff, so they kept him in there for like 2-3 days. And I went there and he was playing GameCube. He had all his food and stuff. I was thinking, bruv, I got asthma too.
you know when you're young, you're just thinking he's actually just sitting there playing GameCube. Like I have to
school.
go.
Oh nah, Kaz.
What?
I was actually jealous of him.
Trying to visit him.
I'm trying to visit him.
He's all sleepy. You're there banging games.
Visit him.
Yeah, just eating ice cream.
And you know the food might have been trash, but you know we was used to primary school food anyway. That's probably trash too. He was good.
We used to get whatever you wanted. So like whatever I wanted, you want juice, you want this, you want that. I had a whole stack of stuff I could get, and I wasn't used to that, so it was just fun for me.
The world is so small when you're young as well. Or you're like, have you got ketchup? They're like, you got barbecue? Nowadays, if I go, have you got sriracha? They're like, no. You think, get me out of here, bro.
It's so true.
If you got filet mignon, bro.
And it was the person whose job role it was to find you entertainment. I used to think, what a sick job role, just to have fun. To entertain the kids. A game entertainer or something like that. I thought, whoa, I never knew that kind of job existed.
That's crazy.
For other people, but
wow.
So it was alright for the 2 weeks, but I think but it was also, this was my final year of school, so I was just
this GCSE time.
So we just come back from summer holiday.
Right.
And so it was my first day of school. And my second day, they called me like, you need to go to hospital. So then missed a lot of school. And then I had an electric wheelchair.
Was that fun?
I was going to ask that.
Speed. I used to smash into things.
Violence.
Smashing into things.
I did not care about that wheelchair one bit. I just used to have fun. I used to think it was a car. My friends used to come up. I used to use that thing as aggression, like just like through the halls. I didn't care. Like my friends used to come on top of me as well. If you think it was the right.
Getting saddled.
That's how weird that must look on the road.
That must have been crazy, but your kids are just having fun.
Your kids, boy. I love that. I absolutely love that. So that's 16, 17. Was there times where, like, what was, let's say, the most difficult period with it? And then obviously we can get into like where things have been much more comfortable, been much more better. But what was like a really difficult period in your life where, you know, you was experiencing the negative aspects of it?
I would say it became more apparent to me when I was like, so I remember when I think the one time I realised to myself, oh my gosh, I'm different, was I think when like dating started getting involved in it and stuff like that. Right. And I remember like during summer I was still in my wheelchair because I was still recovering from an operation. I remember there was this like, I was like, what, this time I was probably like 17, and like my best friend was like friends with these boys, and I would go with them. Yeah. And they were all right to me. Yeah. But I could always tell there was a bit of like, I knew they were there for her. You know when you know like you're that friend. We've been there
as guys.
So yeah, I was just there, and then I remember one of them liked me, but he was 15. Right. And I was 17, and I didn't like him. Yeah. Like I wasn't feeling it. I didn't like it. And then I remember he just kept on trying it. I was like, no. And I remember one time his older brother said to me, "What do you mean you don't like him? People like you don't get choice. Wow. Like you need to like be happy with what you get." Yeah. Wow. He was like, "Do you think I'll ever go for that? Do you think anyone else is gonna go for that? But this boy's trying to be nice to you. I'm gonna go for you. You want to say no? You think you can say no?" And gosh. I remember that was like, whoa. I never realised that. I think that was the day I was like, this is gonna be a bit hard. Yeah. You know, like I think it really opened my eyes. I think that proper damaged me. Like even to this day, I feel like that particular comment just damaged me. Because I think it caused a lot of insecurities. A lot of problems.
Yeah, like as if you don't have a right to choose who you like.
Yeah.
Which is, of course, everyone's right. You should be able to say, I don't like something, so I don't want that. Should you be unhappy? What the hell?
That's crazy. So, crazy. How did you meet your current partner?
Yeah.
Through friends, I met him. But he was actually the first. So I met him, and then like I didn't actually like him at first. Yeah. So we were kind of like, so we went through a year of like not, and then we and then we got together. But he was probably the first boy. I went on dates before, but it would be like a car date where I would be able to jump in, because I used to never want to walk on the street with them. Yeah. So like I remember one time, this was actually the most devastating thing. Yeah. So basically there was this one boy, and he was a lot older than me, and I've been talking to him for a long time. Yeah. But he kept on trying to meet up with me, but I was so scared and I didn't want to go. Yeah. So for me, I started dating and doing things like that a lot later than everybody else, because I was just too afraid to do it.
Yeah.
Finally, like my friends gave me the courage to go and meet him, but I was like, he wanted to go to cinema. I was like, oh, we can just go for a drive.
Yeah.
But you know what it is at that moment? Yeah, I was quite naive. I didn't really know what a drive meant.
I was just about to say, when you're saying you're gonna go for a drive, I'm like, do you know what he's thinking? Like, he's thinking find a dead end, find a dark area. Like,
so I think that's where it went wrong, anyways. But I was quite innocent. I just wanted to just have a nice time without having to walk anywhere. But he was thinking something else. Yeah. So, but I remember like I was on the phone for my best friend. I'm waiting for him, and I told him, meet me. So I didn't give him my actual address. I said, meet me on the corner, so I could go and meet him. I could go and be there before we got there. Right. And then I could be right by the curb.
And you could just say,
But so then I'm getting to the corner now. I'm getting to the corner. I'm like, but how do I know what side of the road he's gonna come from? And he's like, okay, just look up what side the passenger seat is. And I looked at a car, I was like, okay, cool, I'm on the back side.
Yeah.
Not knowing that this is a foreign car.
Oh,
And
no.
I'm on the wrong side of the road. I'm thinking, what a day to be stupid.
Oh, no.
Oh, so you looked at a foreign
Yeah. And then all of a sudden I see him coming. I'm like, Bethany, I'm on the wrong side of the road.
Oh, shit. Well, the left-hand driver
I'm like,
that.
so what should I do? What should I do? She says, you just have to walk, Anna. You just have to walk.
You have to walk.
Tell him to spin it. He'll be like,
I spin this coup. I just seen something.
I know, it's horrible.
Oh shoot.
Yeah, so we had to do that. So.
Yeah.
And then but so I had to walk anyways. But yeah, it caused a lot of.
So that
thing,
was
but
the first time he's seen you walk.
No, this is for just the bad experience. Just saying, this isn't your boyfriend now.
This is a bad
this is
experience.
just
okay.
a sad story. So do you feel do you feel that you should let somebody know before? So
100%.
All right, cool.
Because I personally think, because I'm kind of over that now. Like I'm quite confident, so I don't care anymore.
Yeah.
So if I wanna I'll just be myself now. Because if you like it, you like it. If you don't, you don't. So
Yeah.
but I think a lot of it is. I don't think you should say it like a sob story as well. Like don't say it like oh my gosh, I have this. Just be like, oh, by the way.
Yeah.
By the way, I like to call it is like, oh, by the way, I have a condition with my legs. I don't really say what it is because a lot of people know what cerebral palsy is and they think it's like this mad thing. So
yeah, of course. Your brain takes it to somewhere totally different.
So I just say, oh, by the way, I have this condition. Most likely they'll say, cool, no, whatever, and then you kind of go from there. But when you make it a sob story, you make it into this more massive thing than it is, and I think there's more emphasis on the fact you might have a problem.
Yeah. How soon? Because this is essentially, to me, this is the same as like when people say, oh, when should you tell someone you have a child? Or you know what I'm saying? It's something that somebody, you feel like they should know, but it's like, when do you tell them? Do you tell them, obviously with your condition, you'd obviously want to tell them before you meet them, because with kids you can hide them. Do you get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But you know, when, like, do you tell them the first conversation, or do you only tell them when you think, all right, I'm planning to date you, I'm planning to meet you?
Me personally, I don't tell them like straight away because I don't know if, also it's kind of a personal thing, so I don't know if you're even worthy of knowing that.
True.
So I wait until like I feel like there's a bit of a connection going. I don't wait too long though, because you don't want to wait so long
where you're deep into
up.
it.
And then like there's going to be so many. So if the person doesn't actually can't really be on board with that, there's so many emotions.
You built yourself
involved.
up.
So I normally say it quite early. Because to be honest, I'm a kind of person, I'm not really talking to you if I don't really like you anyway. Like, if I don't think you have potential straight off the bat, I'm not really going to give my time anyway. So I probably say it quite early, but I say it in a very like cool, easy way. Just get it straight out there. But,
that's cool.
But I think for me personally, the boyfriends I've had, I've met in real life, and they've been really cool about it.
So
and they don't care, and I think that's what gave my confidence. Because I think if you don't have someone to like make you feel like, oh, you know what, it's cool, it's alright, then I feel like that's why you would struggle a bit more. But because I've had like previous boyfriends, they've kind of made me think, okay, well, there are people that don't really mind.
And obviously, especially with your dad just being like, no, my daughter's normal, what are you talking about?
You
can always refer back to that and be like, that
I'm
guy
cool.
that was chatting shit was just chatting shit.
Exactly.
So then, how did the BBC Two documentary come around? How did you...
So basically, my best friend who was in the documentary with me, she done a journalism degree, and for her degree she had to do she did a piece on me, and with one of the kind of abuse I dealt with, and then they saw that, because they had to put it on YouTube. They put it on the like university YouTube, and then the BBC saw that, and then they found me and they contacted me. So that's how it came out.
Cool. Has anything happened off the back of that, or?
No.
Nothing.
No.
Is it still on BBC iPlayer to watch?
Yeah, it's still
came out December.
Came out just January 20th.
Right. So 2021 January,
But it was a big thing for me to do because I would never walk on camera before. Like,
Yeah.
It was a massive thing for me. And when they put me, because I'm the walking scene, like I'm the first scene you see.
Yeah.
And when they done that, I thought, oh my God, they really done me dirty.
Couldn't even ease
You had to use me. But yeah, no, it was it was a good experience though.
That's good.
Yeah. Look, now you're with us on this show. So. Moving up, man. Moving up. Don't let anybody tell you any different. We're big leagues. We're major leagues.
BBC to the 90s, baby.
That's it. For sure. And but you mentioned something which is important. Fred, you put I don't have the postcard. I'm not sure how far we even are from.
Oh yeah.
Oh no, we're not far.
Oh okay, cool. Oh yeah, because that's all right, cool.
Yeah.
So you just mentioned something about abuse. Was that abuse from family or people outside? Is that just verbal?
Do you know there was a lot of verbal abuse, but do you know one thing I've realised that I didn't really mention too much on the documentary was that like you I think as someone who has like a disability or has something different about them, I think sometimes you feel like I think in friendships you can get abused quite a lot, and in the sense of like, for me, because I always felt like there was something missing.
Yeah.
I felt that always like I had to buy friendships, like I wasn't good enough. So it was like I always had to go the extra mile for a friend or do extra things for a friend, and I realised that I couldn't. I don't know, like I always felt like I had to be someone better, and I had to be like a different or have an edge to be able to have a friend. So I feel like some people clock that on about me, and I think I easily get like used. I think, and because I am naturally, I'm just a generous person, anyways. But I think when they know that you also are like, you've got something a bit like you've got a bit of an insecurity in a sense. I think they play on that, and I think if I could have gone back to when I was younger, I think I would have definitely gotten like some kind of therapy on that.
Right.
Because it's really affected me in my older years, because it always feels like you've always got to overcompensate.
Yeah.
You've always got to be, like, even at my job, like, I remember when I first started, I was doing crazy, like, I would do anything the nurses told me.
Just to kind of prove that you can.
Yeah, because I can. And I would go above, and obviously you should do that, but there's some points where you do have to say no. Because it's like, you're not getting paid for that. So but because I felt like I had to prove myself, I've always done. So I think it really affected me with friendships and relationships in general.
Wow.
But I got a lot of verbal abuse as well over the time. A lot of verbal abuse.
Something which is interesting is, you know, like we say this thing. Well, we discussed it on a podcast when Fred asked Cass about, you know, like, what level of safety do you sort of feel? Remember that question, Fred? It was like, as a human,
do you feel safe in the world?
do you feel safe in the world? So you have a condition. Does that make you feel like even more unsafe, like, because you are black as well? Like, do you know, like, how does that, do you feel like that's even more on top of it? Or do you feel like, actually, because I have a condition, maybe people are easier on me? Do you know what I mean?
I feel like it makes you feel like you don't belong. Now, I can't describe it to you, but it makes you feel like, I've always felt my whole life like I don't fit, like I don't, not even fit in, because I'm quite, like, I've always been quite popular.
Yeah.
So it's not like I have quite good talking skills, so I've always been alright with that.
Yeah.
But I've always felt like I just don't belong. Like, I can't describe it to you. I just don't belong. Like, I've always felt like disconnected to everybody else. Like, I don't really. I can't relate. That's what it is. I just feel like I can't relate. Like, I've always felt like that ever since I was young. I remember asking my mum if I was like adopted, because I just never felt like I got it.
Do you have friends with the same?
I was going to say siblings.
Do I have siblings?
Yeah.
Yeah, I have 2 sisters, 1 brother.
And then in terms of like belonging, like, do you know where you want to belong? Like, where you want to? Do you know where you feel comfortable?
Yeah.
That's quite a good question, but I don't.
Yeah, very good question.
That's why I was even thinking, like, do you have any friends with a similar condition, or is it just sort of you don't?
I don't know. I think it's also being mixed race as well.
Okay.
Sometimes I think we, like my sister, my youngest sister, I think she deals with this a lot as well. Like you don't have somewhere to belong because you don't really belong. We've always felt like we don't really belong with the white people, we don't really belong with the black people. So you don't, because like you don't really fit in anywhere. So it's like you don't really have. I think that also brings a sense of not belonging.
That's also another thing.
You just don't.
And also, I just sort of identified you as black because I'm thinking people might treat you that way.
No, but that's how not that I identify. I identify as mixed race, but this is what I always say to people. They always say to me like, "Oh, but you're white too." But I also say to them like, "Line me up. Tell me you put whites on this side, put blacks on this side. Where are you gonna put me? You're gonna put me with the black people."
Yeah.
So that's why I always say like, not that I'm proud of my white side as well, but I'm obviously do identify more with the black people.
Yeah. Makes sense.
Because that's where they put me in society anyways.
Yeah, for real.
So
I would say the 90s Babies family is a good place to be because even at like live shows we have people that come alone and we'll sit on tables with groups and they just make friends there, like just finding commonality.
Yeah.
So if you was ever feeling like that, when outside's open and we can get to the live shows.
Yeah, for sure.
With friends or on your own, and you'll feel comfortable.
More than welcome.
Yeah.
More than welcome. And even if you feel like, oh, I don't want to have to like get up and walk, this is a live show. No one ain't doing anything crazy, running up and down. Like you can just sit there and be peaceful. It's definitely a peaceful place to be, which I can't wait to get back to as well.
I think we're across the road from where we got you.
Yeah. I'm just
you got any questions for us?
Yeah, for sure.
It's like when you do an interview, like, do you have any questions for us? And you feel like you have to ask the question.
If you don't, it's fine.
Writing everything you said down in the back. You didn't even know you applied for a job. Looking for exactly.
Not really, no.
That's cool. That's absolutely cool. What would be good advice for, let's say, people that might not understand your condition? Like what would be good, or even people that might have it more severe than you do, like what could be educational for people like us that don't necessarily get to talk to people like yourself that,
what I would say give people a chance, for example, like a lot of people just don't speak to me like at all, and I feel like you could miss out on being a great person because you're just hooked up on like a certain thing. Yeah. So I think my biggest thing is, do you give people a chance? Yeah. And look behind what you actually can see. And also, I would say if you do have a disability, just realise that like there are people out there that actually genuinely don't care. And I think I'm a big advocate for that. Like I've got like a boyfriend that loves me. I've got all the things. I've got friends that love me. Yeah. So that to me was impossible when I was younger. Yeah. So to be able to have all that is crazy for me, but it can definitely happen.
For sure.
So that's what I would say.
You sound like you have some good men in your life, which is really positive because your dad seems like he was on point.
No, he was.
I'm not too sure how let's say your mother is, how inspirational she is. I'm sure she's probably a part of that as well. Of course. But having good men in your life that's a good thing to hear. Of course. So I've learned so much. I've learned a lot. I appreciate you supporting us, even wanting to come on and just explaining that, because sometimes you can be a reason why people might not talk is sometimes you might be scared that you might offend. Do you know what I mean? You have to almost walk on eggshells, and sometimes people probably just think, actually, I'll just rather not talk.
Of
do you know? So I'm glad we spoke today. I'm really, really glad. And yeah, hopefully when there's live shows and stuff, you come through, man. I'd love to see you.
Of course.
Yeah. Bring your boyfriend too.
I don't know if it's him.
Do you want to just plug the documentary as well, so people can maybe go check it out?
I can't remember what it's called now.
It's cool. We'll find the link. We'll put it in the description.
It's the truth behind disability hate crime, and it's on BBC iPlayer to watch.
Okay.
Lovely.
Yeah.
Perfect. Socials as well.
Follow me on Instagram. Hello Adeniji. Yeah.
Lovely. Yeah. Shit. You know the theory, bro.